Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever episode of KCC TV. It's exciting to have this starting and what we hope will be our monthly magazine show to share stories and inspiration from our Kendal cycling community. The last year has been difficult for everyone, and in our cycling community and in KCC, it's been a time of not seeing other people. Even when we've been able to have club rides, we've been riding in our group colours. Social events haven't been able to happen. And so one of the ideas behind starting this is to provide a way to share and hear about the amazing stories and adventures that our club members do. And this first episode has some fantastic features which we hope you're going to enjoy, featuring club members. We're going to be starting in a moment with Climb of the Month, where a club member shares their favourite climb. And on this first episode, we'll be hearing from Liz Boothman. We then have our tip of the month from Iain Childs. We have an interview with a committee member. We have a club member sharing their bike setup, and our chair, Beth, takes us through her bike setup this month. We also have a recipe of the month for some cycling food that you might like to make. And we have a feature on Zwift racing. What's really important though is that if this continues, then the KCC TV episodes are made up of contributions from people in the club. So if you would like to contribute, if you'd like to get involved in any way, helping out with interviews, recording footage, recording for the programme, then please do get in touch and let us know. And we'd love to know what you like, we'd love to know what you don't like, we'd love to know how you think we might make it better. We're starting the first episode with Climb of the Month, where we ask a club member to share their favourite local climb. And today, Liz Boothman shares her favourite climb, which is Kirkstone Pass. We hope you enjoy.
I'm Liz Boothman, and I joined the KCC shortly after it started in 2015. Mainly, I enjoy road riding. I'm not competitive, but I do like to be able to have a good ride and keep up with people. And but it's social mainly. Well, I chose Kirkstone Pass because it's about 15 miles from Kendal, so it's sort of not too daunting. I go via Staveley and along to the Ings Road. I mean, I like the bit just on the road from Ings before you get to Troutbeck. When there's a section when you start going down, you get a lovely view out towards the lakes. You think, oh yeah. I can usually get up it without having to get off, though I sometimes have a rest, I must admit. And once you're up there, well, there are lovely views all the way up. And then further after the 116%, and that there's a scary drain there, and you think, I must not go into that drain. And then you can see up the valley. And then when you get to the top, you think you can see the top. You think, it's up there, and it's not too steep. But it just drag on a bit. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because you think, I know I'm going to get there now. And once you're up there, you're up high in the mountains. You've got, hopefully you've got good views. You feel it's a bit of an adventure, that you're out somewhere a bit wild. And you feel also like a kind of important cyclist, because there are the other cyclists that go past. Well, for example, the other day there was Cress and Rodger came past, they're proper cyclists. And we were there when the Tour of Britain went through, marshalling. So you think, oh yeah, even though you just go on and you get there in the end. It's also a good route to get to other places. I do like going the loop to Matterdale and over Matterdale and along to Threlcourt. There's a lovely lane there where you go left and along to St John's in the Vale eventually, and then come back down and over Dunmail. Get on your bike and have a go.
That was really great, and I love Liz's genuine enthusiasm for Kirkstone and the climb and the views. And following Liz's encouragement to get on your bike, we'd like to set a challenge for everyone in KCC. 2 different challenges, actually. So if you haven't ridden up Kirkstone before, or maybe you haven't ridden up Kirkstone for a long time, then we'd like to invite you to challenge yourself and ride up Kirkstone in the next month. If Kirkstone is a climb you've done lots, or maybe you do quite often, then we'd like to offer the challenge of the Kirkstone Triple Terror. Details of the Strava segment are below in the YouTube link, but this is riding up Kirkstone from Troutbeck, down the struggle, round the roundabout, back up the struggle, back down to Brothers Water, and then back up and back down to Troutbeck. 3 ways. Whichever one of these you do, then if you'd like to take a photo of yourself during or after the challenge and send it to us, there will be a prize, and we will pull one of the electronic photos out of the hat and have a winner in the next episode. So get out there, get riding one of the challenges and send us a photo. Next today, we have my bike and what it means to me. And our chair, Beth Jackson, talks through her bike setup and what it means to her.
So this is a Canyon in-flight. This is my gravel bike. We've got running a 1x. That's SRAM Apex. I have replaced the cassette at the back. It was a tiny cassette. Don't ask me about sizes, no idea. But I replaced it with a bigger one to get me up the hills. I'm running some 36mm G1 all-round tyres. Tread's a bit worn down because I've been riding it on the road. Here. Saddle I replaced. I always have Power Specialised Mimic. They are the best for me. Highly rate those. But these little restrap bags are brilliant, handmade in the UK. In the top one I've got all my tools. First snack of the day. Got my canisters and my inner tubes. And in this one is the goodie one. So in here I've got a full bag of snacks for the day. Gels, flask, some sausage rolls. All fits in there. I'll never get that back rubbing in. Bars. This is the bike that I'll be riding for the GB Duro in August. So really looking forward to that. A bit nervous. And that is it, I think. That's everything.
That was great, Beth. Thank you, and really interesting to see your bike in all its glory there. Next, we have our cycling tip of the month, and coach Iain Childs is going to share a few tips on tyres.
Hi, cycling tips. A few ideas to help you get more out of riding your bike. Mountain bike, road, cross, track, tyres. You've got your favourite type of tyre. These are some top tips before you go out for a ride. To have a check around your tyres. Make sure there's no debris from the last ride. Quite often, little parts get embedded. you go out for that ride and you get a puncture quite soon on. So do check them over. Check the sidewalls and check over the tread. The second tip is tyre pressure. Having your tyres with a little less air in when it's wet will give you a little bit more stability on the roads. There's a couple of tips on tyres.
Great tips there from Iain, which I'm sure will be useful for everyone. How quickly can you change a puncture? We came up with the idea of the puncture challenge, which would be a timed changing of a puncture. The rules are as follows. Your bike must start fully intact with the tyre inflated, and your time starts when you touch the bike. You have to get the front wheel off, get the inner tube out, pass the inner tube over your body, then get the tube back in the wheel back on the bike and inflate the tube, and time stops when you finish touching the bike. So how quickly do you think you could do that? To kick us off, B Childs had a go, and this is how she got on.
One, go.
So do you think you could beat B's time? If you do, then get your phone out, get recording, have a go, and send us your attempt. We'd love to hear from some juniors on this one. We'd love to hear from different members in the club. Of course, it's going to ignite the debate about disc brakes or rim brakes, and who knows which one's going to be easier. Send us your videos, and we look forward to getting the leaderboard going by next month. Many of you will know members of the KCC committee, but you may not know everyone and the roles that they have. So each month we're going to have a short interview with a committee member to introduce themselves, share a bit about what they do in the club, and tell us a bit about who they are. This month we're starting with the most senior member of the committee, Tetlow.
I'm Graham and I'm the membership secretary for Kendal Cycle Club. Well, I would have been a member since day one, well, probably that like 5.5 years now. And I've been on the committee from the first meeting we had in October, 5.5 years ago when we first formed the committee. I keep the databases up of all the members, send emails to all the members once we get notification that they're rejoining, complete the membership cards, post the membership cards to them, contact members who payments are due other than by PayPal, who don't know they're on automatic payments. So, and just answering general queries from new members about PayPal, about what the club does, how they join, which, you know, quite numerous throughout the year. I've been cycling 40, 50 years, but off and on, obviously with work that involved, that paid to a lot of the cycling. But then as my son, he's 50 odd, but when he was like 17 or 18, he was into cycling. So I spent a lot of time driving him to time trials on a Sunday morning or to races at the weekend. So it's mainly through him I was involved. But more so since I retired and I moved up here like 21 years ago. That's when I really started cycling again. Just social cycling, nothing too exciting. So I think I've ridden either on the road or on the turbo nearly every day since last October, maybe just with the odd day off. I do have one memory or a brief memory, but maybe that's not, we shouldn't talk about that here. The Saturday rides, when you turn up there on a Saturday over the last few years and you've seen like 100 people on some occasion, you think, well, we've really done, and all the friendships that's been formed within the club really, where people have never known them one another before, and now it's like one big community. So that's the biggest satisfaction I've taken over from it really.
Great to get to know Graham a bit more there. And keeping on the theme of the club, we now are going to go over to the news desk for the latest KCC news. Here's the KCC news. Saturday saw the start of club rides, and after months of being able to ride with only one other person, I think everyone was pleased to be able to ride in a group again. Using our COVID format of staggered starts with groups departing every 15 minutes, we had 72 people turn up for the club ride. The sun was shining, the weather was fantastic, and I think everyone was really pleased to see others again and ride with other people in a group. Last week also saw the start of time trials with Barrow Central Wheelers Coast Road 10. Congratulations to Simon Horsley, who was 10th, and Richard Butler, who was 2nd, and who was 1st overall in the road bike category. This week sees the start of the Milnthorpe time trials, and Kent Valley will be running the Milnthorpe 10 on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. If you fancy trying something new or taking part, then have a look at the Kent Valley website or contact Helen Jackson on competition@kendal.cc. A reminder that club kit is available from Wheelbase, and buffs and bobble hats are available. And it looks like this week the cold weather is returning, so they might just be needed. Off-road rides are going to be starting on the first Saturday of every month. Chris Packman, who is the off-road secretary on the committee, is planning to start rides which will meet at the leisure centre at the same time as the club ride, and when we return to going for coffee, those rides will join in so that we'll have an off-road ride that leaves at the same time. More details coming soon on the Facebook page. And finally, news for juniors. The juniors level 3 and 4 mountain biking is starting at home scales on the 22nd of April. The levels 1, 2 and 3 is starting at Kirby Kendall School on the 8th of June. That's the KCC news. How many of us like to have healthy food that is nutritious while we're cycling? Next, we're going to have a recipe for exactly that. And the idea is to have a recipe each month where someone shares an idea for cycling food or maybe some post-ride cake. And we encourage everyone to make this for themselves and share what they think about it. This month, Keelee Moss shares some fantastic cycling food that you can take on your ride.
Hello, my name's Keelee and I've been a member of Kendal Cycle Club since 2016. I ride road and gravel, and I like to do a bit of bike packing and cycle touring. My favourite type of rides are long day rides with my friends that I've met through Kendal Cycle Club. It's important to fuel properly for these long day rides. So today I'm going to show you how to make some tasty energy balls that are great to just stash in your pocket, eat on the go, share with friends, and help to sustain you through those hours of effort. So this is a simple no-cook recipe. This is what I'm using today, but you can experiment with different nuts if you want to. So all we do now is add all these to a food processor, and then blitz them until they form a coarse paste. That's all nicely blitzed. So just at the end there, I did add the spices and the spoonful of coconut oil to that mixture, and just gave that a little blitz at the end. And what we want is a consistency that will form into balls but isn't too sticky. So to help with this, I'm just going to add a little bit of honey, and that's just until you get the right consistency really. So we'll start off with a little bit there. That looks about right. So we've got a good mixture here, not too sticky, so it doesn't stick to your hands too much. And you're just going to firmly roll them into bite-sized balls, and then they're just going to go in the fridge for 2 hours. So these have now had 2 hours in the fridge, and they're good to go. Straight in the bag and in the back pocket. Enjoy!
Those energy balls look really great, and I know I'm going to make them in the next week. We are going to give a prize to someone who makes the energy balls, sends us a photo and tells us what you think about them. So if you'd like to be reminded of what the ingredients are, then you can always watch this back on YouTube, or you can look below in the information on YouTube and you can see all the ingredients that you'll need. Our final feature today is all about Zwift racing. Lots of club members have been riding on Zwift over the winter. The weather's been bad, it's been icy, we've been in lockdown. And as well as the social rides on Zwift, there's been a lot of members who have been racing on Zwift. So we talked to Rachel, Rodger, Simon Carr and Helen Jackson about what's been happening. And we get a bit of an insight into just how many bikes Helen actually has. Hope you enjoy.
For me, it's the background for me was that when we went into lockdown, I had to go into complete lockdown, and prior to sort of the Kendal Cycle Club starting up events on Zwift, I was kind of sitting in my pain cave, just suffering and hating every minute of it. And I think it was Stu McWilliam, started doing some social rides on Saturday mornings with Zwift, and that's completely transformed the experience of being on there, because it's the thing that I really enjoy about firstly the social rides and then getting into doing the racing afterwards is I just have such a good laugh.
So I guess it's sort of taking part, getting fit, keeping fit, and the sort of super inclusiveness about it. Because now I've ridden with people that I've never ever met before. In fact, I'm really looking forward to meeting them in the real world.
And obviously not going out in real life. I do miss the club rides, but Zwift is such an easy option to keep you fit. It's very addictive. Very addictive, and I've made some really new friends through it as well.
We've got about 62 riders, and literally about 50 of those race very, very regularly. 15 of those are women. We've got 3 of the A plus riders, which I suppose you would suggest are sort of the black A's, and then 9 A riders, 20 odd B riders and 20 C riders. So I suppose you could sort of say you've got quite a few blues, green, blues, reds and blacks.
I've been a member of Kendal Cycle Club since early 2019. I'm down in the lower end of the C category, in the D category ride. So I don't put out, as you know, as you can see, I'm sylph-like and a gracious cyclist at the best of times. I think the thing that I've really enjoyed within those categories of riding is that you've got such a diversity of people. I think the oldest person that cycles with us is in their 70s. The youngest person's about 30 odd. And I've never raced before in my life, and I've ridden a few sportives, but I've never been a competitive rider in that sense. But these races have been brilliant. I've been racing, I've been a road captain, I've been a DS, I've been coaching people. And it's just, I never dream of doing that in reality. And it's just been so much fun and just so rewarding because the enthusiasm and the passion that comes out within people. They're even not trying. There's David Martin. He's a great. He's been cycling on Zwift for a long time, probably about the same sort of time as I have. And he races most weeks with us. And when he's suffering, when he starts singing, he comes out with this amazing, climb every mountain from the sound of music. That's always the marker that that he is absolutely pushing himself beyond the limit.
My biggest fear was what would happen in a race. I'd get dropped at the first corner perhaps, but it's not like that. You find a group that you're comfortable in, and you draft in that group. The great thing about Zwift is there's different power categories, and it's very inclusive, so it doesn't matter what your fitness level is. It gives you a sort of focus and a sense of achievement. You've got something to concentrate on, and I found that it helps with your mental well-being as well, definitely, because you've got that social interaction.
Who's got a better bike, you in real life or you on Zwift?
Definitely on Zwift, I have a great bike.
So there's more in my Zwift garage than there is in my rail garage, and there's quite a few bikes in my rail garage. So yeah, that's a tough one.
I think just before lockdown, I think we were looking at having some of us in the club have a go at road racing, but we definitely have talked about it on Zwift when we've been racing, about what it would be like to actually do this in real life.
There's a number of us saying, anybody fancy having a go at a time trial? Why don't we? Let's meet up in real life. Let's go for a social ride and a coffee and a pie and a cake or whatever, and actually just meet these people that you've only known as avatars, and actually you just want to get to see what they're like in reality. But there's been a few people that are going, doesn't Milthorpe do like a time trial?
That's something definitely to look forward to.
This brings us to the close of episode 1. A big thank you to all our contributors in this episode: Liz Boothman, Beth Jackson, Iain Childs, B Childs, Graham Tetlow, Keelee Moss, Simon Carr, Helen Jackson and Rachel Rodger. We'd really love to know what you think of this, what your feedback is, what you think could be better. So please leave your comments below on YouTube or on Facebook. And if you'd like to contribute and get involved in future episodes or have ideas for things that we could do as features, then please let us know. Our plan is to have a new episode on the first Monday of every month. So episode 2 will be coming at the start of May, and I look forward to seeing you then.